everyone, Diane here. Welcome to my studio. Today we have a very exciting thing happening and I am going to be unboxing this set of brushes which has just arrived from Craftamo. It's our collaboration with them which has been in the process of being created since the beginning of this year, pretty much. Spring, I think, this year we began the process. And you will be very delighted to see that this has turned out to be a wonderful product, and I'm very proud to be able to offer it to you for sales, so for purchase. As it says here, we're about to open this. On the box is a nice sturdy box. It looks like a box of chocolates, doesn't it? It looks like a box of chocolates. And this is one of my paintings, which we decided to use for the lid of the box, and all the work was done by us. All of us who do these collaborations, you know, we do all the design work. We design the box, we choose the fonts for the writing on the box, we decide on the brushes, most importantly. And inside this set, we have got 6 pieces, 6-piece watercolor brush set, and it's here. We have got what I decided to do. I decided, first of all, I'll tell you how I was thinking about this. I had to choose the kind of hairs, the color of the hairs, the kind of ferrule, the metal, the color of the metal, and the color of the ferrule, and the style of the ferrule even, because there was a choice of 2 or 3 different styles. The color of the handles, whether or not they were tipped with gold at the end here, which I decided was a nice touch. And the writing that's on here as well. All of this has my signature, has Craftamo, has the size of the brush. All of these things were things that I had to make my mind up about. Now, I don't know about you, but the older I get, the harder it is to make my mind up about anything. So this was quite traumatic, okay? This was not the easiest job I've ever had to do. And I thought I was supposed to be retired, but it turns out that I am working harder than ever. For whatever reason. So, but this is not, I'm not complaining, Craftamo, don't get me wrong. I love this whole thing, it's all great, and I'm delighted to be able to recommend these brushes because I have been using them. As you know, for the last little while, I had my trial set, which they sent to me a while back. They're all here, and they've all been well used over the last few months. And you'll find if you go to the back catalogue of our videos, you'll find I've been using these quite a lot. So you'll see them in use if you want to check them out and see how they go. But what I opted for was a nice big 1-inch flat. And the reason for this, why I chose this, was because you get a lot more hairs for your money. If I had picked all small brushes, you would pay the same price and get a lot less hair. So I decided that we would do that. So this is like a Ron Ranson flat. This is not just for doing washes, okay? This is not just for putting in the background wash. You can use this to do lines, because when that's wet, that gives a kind of razor sharp edge, and you can use it for lines. You can use the corner of it to draw leaves. You can use this in many different ways, and I will be demonstrating that as we go forward as time passes. And then the second big brush is a 1/2-inch mop. This is a beautiful mop, lovely for skies. Really nice for doing soft clouds and things like that. Again, a lot of feathers for your money. Lots of hairs there. And when this is wet, it takes up a nice shape. Let me see what happens when I wet it. I can show you. This is also good for other things as well as backgrounds, because you can use it for leaves. Because it comes to a point, you see. It does come to a point. Nice brush. Then the other big one is a cat's tongue. Now, I reckon that probably most people, when you first start to learn to paint, you probably don't invest in these big brushes. You probably invest mostly in ones like this. You know, a size 9 round, something like that. That's probably the thing that you get first, isn't it? And then maybe after that, you get something a bit bigger, like size 13 or 12 or something. But you don't really invest in these. So this is an opportunity. They're very, very, very reasonable price. Can't remember exactly what it is, somewhere in the half-century realm. And you can start buying these on the 14th of November. So those are, this one, yes, cat's tongue. Really good for petals of flowers, really good for lots of things. And we will, again, be demonstrating that as we go forward. They're beautiful, aren't they? Nice gold ferrules and nice green handles. Then the final three are a fairly fat round. And I opted for slightly longer hairs than the typical size of a brush. If I compare this with, for example, this one, you'll see it's just a tiny bit longer. This is a Pro Art brush, that one. That's a typical length. You've got a little bit more point on there. You've got a little bit more length, which means it will hold a little bit more water, all of which is good. And so that one is a size 14. Then we've also got a nice long 9 and a rigger, which is a size 4 rigger. And the idea for that is it's big enough that you can actually get it to hold some paint. Because the trouble with the size 1 or 0 rigger is that they run out of paint too quickly. And for the way I paint, this is ideal. So all in all, there we are. These are the sorts of brushes that I love to use. They're designed by me, and if you feel that they're going to make you feel more confident to have a handful of brushes which have been designed by me, and if that's going to help you learn to paint, then I highly suggest that this will make yourself a lovely present. On the other hand, if you've already got all the brushes you need, do not feel compelled to purchase these. They are good value, they're well-made brushes, and you won't be disappointed. But I don't want to put any pressure on anyone to feel that they need to have them, because you don't need to have them. Another thing, though, that you get when you buy this is you actually get a frameable print of this painting. And this is it framed. And I was really pleased with this because this has come out really well. And it's just in a very simple little frame here. So if you fancy purchasing the brushes and getting a free print at the same time, Bob's your uncle, so to speak. This is Pink Poppies. I painted this about 2 or 3 years ago, I think. So yeah, here we are. So now I suppose I should get on with the Christmas card, shouldn't I? So I'm just going to quickly show you how good this brush is. This is the number 9 round. How good this brush is for painting pine cones. So let's just put that aside for a second. And let's have a go here and see what we can do. I'm going to use, I've got the Kuretake paints here. And this is just a quick little demo. This is, like you could say, an element that you could put into a painting, a Christmassy type of painting. You know, you put the pine cones and things at the bottom of a candle or above, by the side of a bell or something like that, whatever you're thinking that you will paint for your Christmas thing. So, okay, I'm going to try to paint a pine cone. So I'm just putting sort of little semi-circles, gradually getting a little bit bigger as you go down the shape, making the shape as you go along. And once we've put this, I'm using quite dilute burnt sienna here, and I'm just then going to pick up some burnt umber, which is much darker, and drop that in to give us some shadows. Just little dibs and dabs there. And I'm not trying to be too precise because I find the harder I try, the worse it gets. So I'll just put the little stem at the bottom there and then rinse my brush and start again with the same colour. And we'll do another one maybe here. I'll turn that round actually, because going from the top to the bottom is easier, I think. So just, you can see what I'm doing, just like semicircles. And then he needs a little base as well, and some shadows. just to give a little bit of contrast. And then I'm going to use the same brush. Now I could do the leaves with the rigger brush, but I just want to show you that this one has a very fine point too, so you can just come in with the end of the brush very fine and just very lightly just do that, and you'll get nice fine pine needles. Okay, and where's my other green? Where's my green gone? Oh, there it is. Forest green. And put one down here. And then maybe one more down here. And then just finish it off, you just pick up a little bit of black and mix it with the green. And because you get these little sort of, I don't know what they are, but you get them on these kinds of trees. Berries, buds probably. There we are. So, and we just darken up the centres of these pine doodahs. And then maybe, perhaps, very carefully, just a little bit more detail in the shadow parts here. But I think probably the less you do, the better. You might want to sort of bring out a little bit texture at the bottom edge there, maybe. But I'm not going to do any more than that, because if I do, I know I'll mess it up completely. So that's just a very quick demo of a couple of pine cones, a little bit of pine leaf, and a couple of berries, just to show you how this brush works. So I will let you go, and I just wanted to say, if you're still here, what did I want to say? That we have got all the information on the upcoming launch on the 14th of November is in the description below. And anyone who's a member of YouTube for us or a patron, if you have any questions about the brushes, we can answer those in the live, which we're going to be doing at 6 o'clock on the 14th. That's next Tuesday. We'll be doing a live and be able to answer. We'll be there to answer to your questions. If you have any problems or any questions or any information you want about the brushes. So, and in between now and then, in the next 4 or 5 days, I'll be using these brushes to show you them in action, and you'll be able to decide for yourself whether or not you're interested. So all of that will be repeated in the description below this video, and so you can, and also don't forget, you can always ask a question down there too in the comments if you want. So I'll let you go now, and I'll just say goodbye from my little pine cones, and goodbye from, here we are, goodbye from the, oops, that's no good, is it? That's reflective. Hang on a second. Goodbye from the Diane Antone Craftamo collaboration brush set. So I'll let you go, and I'll see you again soon. So bye for now, everybody. Bye-bye.